Are you sure you want to go? Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure I want to go live. Baby. It's the
hello.
Clout route. What up?
Hi.
it
Shout out.
is. It is the shout out. I guess at this point, it's like we're calling the shows named by like where we're at. So if you're in studio, it's the podcast. If you're at home, it's the shout out. You guys get it. Especially for now. You work with us, please. We got a lot of shit going on. So how are you, Kev? How was your Mother's Day?
It was good. Had a great time with mom out at the family home. Got to see a grandma or two, so we got to celebrate
Not yours?
all of the mothers. Yeah. I have like 8 grandmas. It's a long story and a bit of an exaggeration, but you know, how it goes.
Okay, fair enough.
I got some step grandparents you throw in the mix maybe, and some, I don't know how. Let me ask you this: do you not consider the some of your really close friends' moms that fed you and housed you and probably let you take showers and stay there over the weekend, eat their food? Like, I kind of always want to wish those moms a happy Mother's Day as well, because they were looking out for me when I was out terrorizing the neighborhood on my mongoose bicycle.
Haha, I had one of those. Mongoose bicycle with the pegs, dude. Gotta have the pegs so somebody can hop on back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I worked all weekend, but I did call my mother. We talked. She seems like she's doing well. So mothers, aren't they great?
Yes.
I wish my mother could just like fucking cure my illnesses too. I mean, back in the day, you pretended like they could when you were a kid. Like, oh, mom, give me soup and stuff. But it doesn't work like that anymore.
No. You gotta make your soup yourself, man. You gotta fire it up in the microwave, and then that'll make you all feel so much better. Just a little bit of radiated tomato soup and some saltines. Mmm.
I like that. So I guess while we're on the subject, mothers, huh? We can check this out.
Uh-oh.
Unfortunately, let's see this mother get harassed. You ready for this?
No. On
So-
Mother's Day weekend?
So this says she tried taking a city bike that was already paid for on his account. Then pulled out the white woman tears when her coworker from the hospital showed up. Interesting.
Oh.
Do we like white women tears?
Are they like crocodile tears?
Well, you'll see.
Because
don't
if
know.
so, then no.
Help me! Please help me! Not your bike. Please help me! It's not your bike. It's not your bike. Please help me! Help! Please.
She
I mean,
seems so insincere.
Right. Already you're like, you just seem like you're screaming.
Oh my God, help me. Help.
She has no like sort of concern on her face, really.
Get off me! What the fuck is going on, bro?
Oh, the lanyard comes off. It's about to get real.
You'll hear her
when
say
the work
something.
ID comes off.
You'll hear her say something here soon that is motherly related, actually.
Uh-oh.
Now you're not getting the bike, bro. Now you're not getting the bike. Help!
Oh my God.
What is that?
Get off me, dude.
Why you took his phone? What's wrong with you?
She's stealing his phone.
Oh my God. I'll just take your phone until you give me this bike.
I love
it's a bold move.
I love empowering mothers like this so they feel like they can do this. I love that.
I
love that we live in a society where mothers feel like they can do something like this.
I just love that we live in a society.
You're not touching my
phone.
phone.
You're not touching
I'm not touching you.
Oh,
You hear that? Her fetus, an unborn child.
Oh, I would love to know whether or not that's a real thing. I kind of, given the context, I question the validity.
Right, you don't believe anything she says. She looks
Yeah.
pretty insincere, like you said.
She's just randomly like, you're hurting my unborn child. On top of it, oh, you're hurting me. You're
My
hurting me.
fetus.
You putting your stomach on my head. My dude, stop. No, my dude, stop. No, I don't know. No, I said no. I said sit down.
Please.
Oh, there come the tears.
Oh,
You're
no.
not crying. You're not crying. I got you on video.
Oh no, dude. It's weird how she like turned it on so quick there, dude. Like we're at 43. She's like goes like she dips. There you go. She's like, oh, here he comes. Shit.
She's like, hang on.
I'm
I got some hot
crying.
sauce on my finger.
Oh. Okay, let's go back to where we were. I can only hear so much of this bitch.
Wait, you pulled it out? Hey, Hassan, you pulled it out? Hassan, you pulled it out?
This is my bike. It's on my account. Please move.
All right, so why don't we set?
Like, I don't get it. I get maybe like
What's the argument? I don't understand.
right.
What,
It's
does
like
she
maybe
just trying to get a free bike ride? Like,
she's just
how did-
doubling down because she's stupid. You know, it's like what the fuck.
Is
Trying
there?
to get in the cough drops. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. I understand. Just got to get a sponsor one of these days. But there are multiple bikes there. I don't understand why she isn't just moving to another bike. It doesn't
Exactly.
make sense.
Like, okay, I can see her being a Karen for a second, and she's like adamant about getting a certain bike, and she's like, ah. But then, I mean, once it's an inevitable end. He already paid for the thing on his account. It's like you can't take it now. What do you think? You're just gonna ride it all around and expect this guy to pay for it? Is that what you think?
Yeah, where are all the gentlemen? And you aren't just gassing up people's lime scooters. You know, that's what a gentleman would do.
I get it now.
Got to walk her
Okay.
across the street and then swipe the scooter on your account. That's what you got to do. I mean,
Okay.
she's expecting a child as well as I believe maybe some French fries. I can't tell what's in that bag, but there's some grease in the bottom of that bag. So,
Yeah.
you know, she's got to get that food
Got cravings.
home for her and her child, man. You just pay for her ride, of course.
Oh God.
Reset
What
the bike.
world are we living in?
It's his. It's his.
Reset it. I'm gonna pull it out in your account.
You're active.
I
Like,
love
why-
how the guys like reset it and put it on. Why?
Why doesn't she just step?
It's
Take
just
a couple
it's
steps. A couple steps.
Well,
That
just
way.
cancel it. I know you already paid for it and you got here first, but just cancel it, okay? The only way to stop this is for you to acquiesce and say, "Yes, ma'am, here's your bicycle." That's the only way we're getting out of this alive, brother.
White power, she's saying. Basically.
This is my bike. Crying.
You had to say that right after I said
I'm
brother.
crying.
Huh?
Hey, stop touching me.
Why don't we
Don't
take
touch
this
me.
bike? Hold up.
Hey, stop touching me. Stop touching me.
Why don't we take this bike?
Stop touching me.
I will. I can't.
Exactly.
Oh!
Unfucking believable.
Take
Fuck
it.
out of here.
So take it.
Boogie, you're stupid ass. Fuck out of here.
Stop acting like that. Just take the break.
Your baby gonna come out with
Wait, how you stop?
Oh,
Did you hear that
trigger
one?
warning. Yeah,
Now-
I didn't
now I
hear
don't
that.
know.
No, and we won't repeat it. Nope, we're not gonna repeat
Now I
it.
think maybe I'm on the side of the Karen now. Listen to these guys. How dare you say something like that?
That's like when you hit someone like you've already won by knockout, and while the ref is pulling you off of this knocked out person, you just go ahead and crack them right in the temple. It's like, no, that's unnecessary. And now you're kind of a jerk.
Yeah, right.
You had won. You had won easily, and then you're just like, I'm gonna kick you while you're down, and it's like, oh well, screw you too, I guess. But
Well, there you go.
I want whatever's in that bag.
You need some French fries.
Maybe it's some Tim Hortons.
So hey, everybody, you know, Mother's Day stuff aside, this is the shout out episode 4. We'll be looking at a bunch of different crap today. Not really leftovers as usual, because we haven't had a fucking podcast episode since the last shout out. So this is just at home Clout Route podcast. Just take it that way, kind of.
I love it.
This is actually, what was the episode, Kevin? What was the elusive?
72. This is episode 72. The elusive. Listen, counting is a big responsibility. All right.
Oh, goodness gracious. We've got Doggo in chat. Nice to see you, Doggo. Doggo helped out a bit with some of these tweets this week since I've been Slacking. You've been busy.
Doing that, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Doggo, for some tweet grabs. You know, between me, you and Doggo, we find we find all the juicy bits. I feel like we don't really miss much.
It's hard to miss him these days, especially when you get Aiden Ross finding his way into the sports ball world. Now I'm getting tweets about that guy on my
Should we look at that first?
basketball timeline, and it's like, what in the hell is going on?
I do like
Sure,
that.
yeah.
That cracks
Shout
me up.
out to Poland, V-Dub, and Pest, as well as Dog on the chat. What's up, everyone?
Yeah, nice to see all you guys. Pest says, before we get into this next one, I do want to say, always a black guy trying to be captain, save a white girl. Oh, goodness gracious. All
I'm gonna
right.
stay on my fence for that one. I have no comment.
Oh, I love you, Pest. Let's check it out. Let's see what Aiden's up to, dude.
Oh, Aiden Ross, he is forcing his way into my life. I don't like it.
So Aiden Ross, who is making, this is the one that made you want to jump out the plane, right?
Yes.
Poland asked if you could get veto power, and I kind of thought about it. I was like, well, yeah, of course you have veto power, but I don't think there's ever been an instance where you were like, there are a lot of things that pain you to talk about, but I don't think there's anything that you won't talk about. You know what I mean?
For the most part, yeah, unless, it's in relation to any groups that I'm a part of that, I'm not allowed to talk about, or
Blink-182. We don't talk about them either.
yeah, also that. And then there was that one time in the woods, there's a few hours I can't remember from my way home, but I'm not allowed to talk about that either. Say the guys that follow me around in an unmarked car. What's up about Aiden Ross, right? He's kind of a dick.
There was an entire night when I was in college that I don't remember anything about of.
Oh, that never happened to me.
None of it.
It's probably aliens.
All gone.
Oh,
my butt hurt the next day too. That's probably true. It was probably aliens.
For Halloween, let's both grow our hair out what little's left and then gel it up so we can be the aliens guy. Therefore, aliens.
Okay. Maybe for that. So yeah, Aiden, who's making $75 million a year streaming on Kick, says that streaming is tougher than playing in the NBA. I think Drake would agree with him. He'd be like, and so is rapping just as hard as fucking NBA.
Oh, Aiden Ross is going to pull a Drake and create his own basketball league that he somehow wins every year. Just a little vanity project.
I wish I could I wish I could do a Drake impression. I've heard people do the Drake impressions and they're hilarious. And I can't do a Drake impression.
I don't know. Oh, I'll work on one. That's not in my repertoire either.
But yeah, so I think Aiden works just as hard as most NBA people. I mean, like, think about like Michael.
Well,
I mean, like, do you think Jordan was even doing half of the shit that Aiden Ross has to do every day?
No, and there's no way. I mean, LeBron's not nearly as cracked at whatever game. I don't even know what games Aiden plays, but I'm sure LeBron is not nearly as good at those games. But no, this is the worst, most horseshit take I've ever heard in my life. Unlike old Hassan Packer. NBA players don't get paid 30 minutes to just quietly watch JCS videos while they
think about it.
Don't comment on them.
He eats, he pisses and shits. I mean, that's kind of hard to do live,
Mm-hmm.
So hard.
I take a 2-minute bathroom break and I got a producer breathing down my neck. Hank can go take a half an hour break while he heats up some chili, come back, and then he comes back and he's like, oh, I can't miss the top of the hour ad read because capitalism is bad. So don't forget to subscribe or you're going to have to hear this ad read. Oh, but what were we talking about again?
I don't remember now.
Oh, yeah, the NBA. Yeah, he works way harder than any NBA player.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, I do agree with that totally. He plays basketball too. So it's like before he streams or whatever, I think he goes and shoots hoops with some people. Maybe some former basketball players or something. So he may like literally be working just as hard as NBA.
He's been working about as hard as Udonis Haslam has for the last 5 years. Hoop heads will get that reference. Others will not. It's a good gig if you can get it, to be the 15th guy on the roster who will never play, but
I like that.
will catch the Veterans League minimum.
Get
Oh,
some
yeah.
cashola.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Now, Aiden
All right.
could do that job, maybe.
As my good homie Project Pat said once,
Yes.
don't save her. She don't want to be saved. There you go.
Sound
Break
advice.
impression. Wheelchair, can I text your 15-year-old daughter, please? Baseball and Springs, fucking Drake impression. Yeah. Maybe something about Stranger Things or that chick, whatever her name is.
Oh, Millie Bobby. Is it
Millie
Millie Bobby
Bobby
Brown? Is that what
Yeah.
it is?
Her
It
and
feels
Drake.
like that's not it, but it probably is it.
What's that dude, DJ Academics or whatever, that does like that? My top 5 is Drake, 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 Drake.
That just reminds me of the Dave Chappelle making the band, the Dylon guy, the best rapper alive.
Dylan.
And
Spit
Dylon
that
and
hot
Dylon.
fire.
Doggo, to answer your question, for me, it's always beans in the chili. Otherwise,
Uh-oh.
it's hamburger soup. But
Bean or no bean chili.
what do you guys think?
Beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot.
Oh, he went there. Does that
So-
count? Is that going in the notes, you think?
I'm gonna get like
is
no,
a verbal toot the same as like a burp or a fart? I don't
no
know.
fart
We'll see.
talk on podcast. No fart talk during podcast.
Ooh.
I've been part of Discords before where I've gotten kicked for saying fart. I have to say like pass gas or like wind.
Were you in the Disney Plus Discord or something? What is that?
You would think. I don't go there, Kevin. Not even me. Not even me, Mr. Discord goes to fucking Disney Plus.
God. Danny's at first Pat McAfee, then the Clout route, just selling
God.
out left and right, dude.
I mean, if they pay me, I'll go to Disney Plus.
Or fuck.
Oh, goodness gracious. So let's get into this, dude. I'm sweating like a fucking piggly wiggly today. I feel gross and nasty. I'm ready to fucking die. Burn in hell.
Open some buttons there, Chief.
I want to fucking I really wanted to hit another bong at the top of the show, but
What's that? The fog machine? What?
fog, yeah. So I really wanted to turn on the fog machine at the beginning of the show, but I turned it on while me and Kevin were prepping, and there was a 10
I
minute
must have been out of the room.
there was a 10-minute cough that ensued. Must have been an allergic reaction to the fog, but no, basically what I'm getting at is I can't smoke anything because my throat hurts. I won't dance around it. But maybe I will, and you guys can listen to me. I'll mute myself and cough for 10 minutes straight while Kevin gives you sports commentary or something.
Ooh, let's go. We can pull up the full prelims and give you my. I'm glad I thought about like doing.
I don't even know what that is.
A Twitter space for the Boogie Wings fight, but then I realized it was only gonna last about 3 minutes, and it wouldn't make sense to do that. But yeah, if he goes into a coughing fit, don't worry. I will just give you my thoughts on Boogie versus Wings.
We'll get into Boogie versus Wings next. That's what we'll run into instead of this Asmund Gold shit that I was going to start with. Might as well get the Boogie stuff out of the way because there's a lot there.
Ooh.
Let me look at a couple more chats. Toot. I love toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. Ooh, there's more to it. So let's have beans for every meal.
Oh, that's like a remix. Maybe that's how is it? How did it go when you were growing up, Danny? I think it was eat your beans. Yeah, it was basically the same, but just a couple of words were different. Let's have beans for every meal. I like it though.
I didn't know that there was a third line or whatever. I didn't know that there was another line.
Oh, really? You didn't know
No.
about the mysterious extra verse there, huh?
I thought it ended at wherever.
Mm,
Whatever I said. I thought it ended there, but I guess not.
well,
Pest said, was that Ember's Discord? No, I think it was PT's Discord at once upon a time. They didn't like me talking about farts. That's how much they liked me there.
that was probably just some hazing. Just some fun new guy
There we go.
hazing.
Yeah. That's what it just chalk it up to that.
It's gonna be a Disney Plus channel in our Discord by the time we get back.
Not until they sponsor my ass. All right. Let's get into some of this Boogie stuff. So, as everybody knows, Boogie and Wings fought this weekend. Kevin and I put our necks out on the line, and took a shot at who would win. And I do have to admit defeat. Kevin was correct. Here's our winner with Harley here. I thought this was a cool picture. Came out to London, had to meet him IRL after all these years. They look good. Looking good, guys.
Yeah. Happy for that guy.
So
Congratulations, Wings.
Harley made it out to watch Wings win. Let's watch.
Ooh, he's got that footage. Roll that beautiful bean footage, huh?
I mean, like, the thing is, I have never seen anything like this. I'm sure that if you played this in like slow-mo, you'll see all kinds of things that you didn't even realize was here, because like there's so many folds to this, literal folds.
And all those angles. One of my favorite parts about it was Wings's introduction when he walked out.
I don't have that. Tell me about
rapping a little song.
Uh-oh.
Dang. I think it's gonna be too big for me to send to you in Discord to pull up, but yeah, I'll try to get it pulled up. I snapped it on my phone because I just couldn't miss that moment. But yeah, he walked up singing along.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah. Or why did I do that? Hell yeah, Wings. Heck yeah.
You're already getting into the Disney Plus of it.
I can't wait for some juice later.
Well, darn it. Let's get into it, Kevin. Well,
Gosh
heck yeah.
darn. Let's talk about this.
Should we just see Good Mythical Morning light, like even lighter than them, then actually get a Disney sponsorship there? I think we're too old. And one of these clips, one of these clips that we're gonna get into today, it's Asmongold. We'll watch it after all this, but I really think he has a point with what he says about streamers and shit. And it'll be a good point to remember talking about this. Could Clout Route be Good Mythical Morning at any point? Asmongold will explain to us why Clout Route can't be Good Mythical Morning, but we'll get there. Put that on pause and let's watch some Boogie. Let's watch Boogie get
good.
rocked,
I need an explanation because that was my it was on my vision board.
Dang. Boom. And you hear him, he's like, stop.
Did you see the first stoppage? What the first stoppage was for? You might notice it if you pause.
Yeah, his pants got taken.
Yeah, poor guy. And it's a credit to him because he
there.
lost a ton of weight apparently from when he got fitted for those. But yeah, man, I was like, God. There's a first for everything.
We're gonna stand up. When you look at the maybe I'll pull it up when I finish this clip and I'll go on Twitter and find it. But there's a picture I saw of like them standing in front of each other, dressed up. And you can tell by the look of their pants, it's like Wings, you can tell his is tight to his body, and then Boogie's is like loose on his body. If we're talking loose on Boogie, that's wild, dude. Somebody should have noticed that shit. Said they probably did, and they were like, well, let's let his pants fall down. That'd be funny. I mean, it is Keemstar's like shindig we're talking about.
You're probably right.
Do you think they get Prime sponsorships because of KSI, right? Because he was in this fight too.
Yeah, so you can see it. It's on the it's in the corner of it's right behind Boogie. You can see it in the corner.
Oh yeah.
See the Prime bottle right behind him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Have you ever had any Prime?
I've had it a time or two. I had it a couple times when they first came out. They were like 99 cents
Oh wow.
at the local grocer. And so I snapped a few of them up when they were that cheap, but no, not now.
Yeah, I haven't. I've
They've got
never
enough
tried
money
it.
from scams. I don't really need to. I'll just buy Gatorade. But I do have a little something here. I can send it to you at least. I found the timestamp for Wings's entrance, so if you want to see it, I can send it
Okay,
to you.
you should. I'll keep playing this one while I'm playing it. You should pull up that timestamp and send me the link with at the timestamp.
Boom.
I don't get it here either. Like, he does all the things, right? He puts his hands up. He says what he like shakes his head, but they were just like, nah, there's no way. He's fucked.
Can we pull it back? I want to see it again. I'm
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's looking a little glossed over there.
I mean,
but
he looks it right here. You can tell. He's like,
yeah.
hit.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
There it is. That was the right call from the ref.
Keem says that was
You know
the right
what?
call from the ref.
I wouldn't be surprised knowing Boogie if he like put his gloves up, covered his mouth, and said, "Go ahead and call it." And then when the ref called it, and then he throws his hands up like, "What? What do you mean? I'm ready to go." Because I don't think he really wanted to keep fighting. We of course just have the last little bit there, but Wings really dominated that fight.
I mean, that's the gist of it right there, right? The fight.
Yeah, it was all that. I mean, it was a lot of that same kind of no defense, just light jabs to each other's faces. You know, they looked about as good as Corn did. Did you see that? The other fight in this?
I saw that Corn was in it, but I didn't know if it
infamous
was
Twitter
like,
user Corn.
I didn't know if it was worth mentioning because it was just such a nothing burger. I was like, I didn't even hear Corn. Like, I follow Corn on Twitter. I haven't even seen him really talk about it that much, I don't think.
Well, I wouldn't be either if I were him.
I was surprised. Oh, he gets his ass whooped.
Well, not necessarily, but he'll never be able to talk shit to anyone again. There's now footage that proves
Oh,
that
no.
he cannot beat up anyone and doesn't really know how to throw a punch. But it was
That
entertaining as
bad?
hell. I think it was one of the most entertaining fights on the prelim, but they both had moments where they did not look great. But yeah.
Wow. Here. I found the picture that I wanted to show you of Boogie. Now look at their pants. Am I wrong? Like, somebody should have noticed this. Somebody should have noticed it.
That his pants weren't going to stay up. I don't know. Listen, I've been bigger at times, not quite that size, but I've always been keenly aware, regardless of what size I was, on how firmly my pants were on me. So yeah, I just can't understand walking out there and not knowing, like, hey, these things are falling off of my ass.
Ugh.
And you can't. I've tried to do that before back in the day. You get to the gym, you realize the shorts you want to play basketball in, the drawstring is broken, and then like, oh, I'll be able to do this. It'll be fine. I'll just pull them up every 5 steps. No, hell no, it doesn't work. You can't do a sport while your pants are falling down. It doesn't really vibe. So no. Again, I wonder if Boogie didn't just have one foot out the door here and didn't just oh, maybe my pants will fall down and they'll just call it.
And that would be like a total meme moment too. He would be
Exactly.
he would be a huge meme if that happened.
Mm-hmm. And you make a t-shirt out of it. So I don't know.
I checked PT's Discord. Farwa said 29 times, and 10 of those times it was Danny. That's 34%.
I bet it's even a higher percentage in our Discord. I bet.
I probably said every single fart. Every single fart.
83% of all flatulence talk comes from Danny.
Okay, now, so back to what I was saying before. Why we can't be good mythical morning people. Why we could never be good mythical morning. I'll interrupt the boxing event stuff to get around to this point before I forget. Let's listen to Asmongold tell us why we could never be why we could never be good mythical morning streamers, okay?
Man, that's heartbreaking. But okay, I can take it. I can deal with it.
You might be able to. I think you'll be all right. Especially when you
okay.
see him, it's like, yeah, you can say that, buddy, but you're famous, so I don't know what you're talking about, really.
Yeah, I watched most of the Johnny Depp trial with this guy.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Never seen him play a game before.
Why they're not getting more viewers, then yeah, I would sure do it. Let me link you guys this video. Yeah, I would look like a huge dick if I did that.
Huh.
Some people want themselves. Well, here's the thing, right? You want to know a really, really uncomfortable, shitty truth? Is that if you're ugly, people won't like you. And this is even more truth than this.
Wait a
So
minute.
if you're really fat or really ugly, it doesn't matter how funny you are, people just aren't going to like you. They don't want to look at you.
Sure.
That's it.
That's it. Guys. Obviously, I'm in jest. I'm in jest. I don't think that we are ugly or fat. But
Instead of a soundboard, I need a meme board so I can slap the Riddler "Does he know" meme right here. Like that's what I need. I need to quote tweet this man
right. It's
with
like
the
you're
"Does
one
he
of the-
know" meme.
You were one of the ugliest motherfuckers online, Asmongold. You look like a World of Warcraft character.
The dude looks like he was written into existence by J.R.R. Tolkien, and he's telling people they can't have an audience if they aren't attractive. My mind is blown.
People don't want to watch you, you ugly piece of shit.
Whoa, whoa. See,
I thought
you
that
got to
was
do
so
it in a
funny.
way that can't be clipped in hatred, you know?
Oh, true.
That's why you
true.
just
Oh,
say
whatever.
that a very famous author wrote him. So then you could, you know, do something like it was a compliment, or I'm just asking questions. Maybe he was conceived by the mind of J.R.R. Tolkien. I don't know. I'm just asking questions.
Just asking questions here. Okay. Maybe he is he's one of those anime like isekai things. It's like you're reborn in another life in like a video game or something, but it was like reverse. So Asmongold was actually like a D&D elf or something, and he died in the game, and somehow mystical powers brought him to life, and now he's a famous streamer.
Yeah. And like, just like Danny and I were two eggs that were packaged up and sent to frying pans. We never got to live our lives as chickens. So now, you know, we have to bare our bald heads in this life. And then in the next life, who knows? I don't know. We'll probably be a worm or something and get eaten by a bird.
I imagine for us, like next life is something probably we won't get the shittiest thing because we aren't the shittiest people, but we'll end up being like a dog or a cat or something, you know, we'll be something all right. It'll be decent.
Yeah.
We'll get treated all right. And then we'll be reborn again as people later down the line, and the world will be horrific, but we'll be like very hot or something.
Nice. Okay. You know, I'll take that because that's right where I strive for. You know, that's why I love individual sports, because then I can just say, let's not be last. All right. And as long as I'm not last, I don't have to feel too badly about myself, and we can just keep on moving. Let's do that. Let's come back as a cat or a ferret or something. Yes.
What do you think about that one? 0% of the time fart was said was you. You've never said fart.
Not
I mean-
not my kind of word, you know.
In Discord,
text.
words in general aren't your kind of words, honestly.
You know, that's true. That's true. I'm not the most active guy in the Discord. I'm more of a lurker. I like to slap some emojis to let you know I'm here, let you know I
like
saw
that.
it, and I think it's funny. And then a lot of times I get to it hours after the conversation, and then it's like, yeah, you know, it's too late for me to pop in with a joke. But I see you guys out there in Discord.
I see ya. I'm watching. It always
Not like
feels
that.
right.
I didn't mean it like that. I just meant I appreciate you out there.
Oh my gosh, dude. See, I'm
What?
not good. I'm not liking this reborn talk now. Hash says I'll be reborn as a farting butthole. I didn't even know they were sentient. I'll just be a sentient butthole on some distant planet.
Like in the Rick and Morty verse.
Yeah, right.
That's bad.
I'll talk. I speak in farts. There you go. I like that. I mean, that wouldn't be that bad. I'd live that life for a little bit. Hopefully they don't live very long. Hopefully I would die shortly after.
Well, look at welcome to our uplifting Tuesday afternoon podcast. Hope you get through your week. We're contemplating the afterlife and hoping that it's quick. Apparently, what's next?
All right. Well, next is something that honestly, good transition here because this might make me want to end this life a little sooner and get to the next. Just kidding. But back to the boxing of it all. You will never guess who they had sing the national anthem at this one.
Oh.
Or do you have to guess? Did you listen?
Oh. Will it be good? I don't know. I don't know that anything will top what old Airsoft. What's Airsoft's name? I know he gave himself the name
Fatty.
Airsoft Fatty, but I wish I just could remember what his name is.
Fatty.
It's just Fatty. I'm just gonna call him
He
Airsoft.
likes to be called
I'm gonna call him
Fatty.
ASF. Actually, that probably stands
like
for
that.
something I don't do. Or I don't know about. I should probably not say that either. Go ahead. Roll that America is awesome footage.
And bright stars through the perilous fight, or the ramparts we watched.
The ramparts. I like it.
Were so gallantly
It is quite the remix, huh?
streaming.
Did he say streaming?
It's red glare, doubles bursting.
Good. Great.
Oh man, I mean, props to him. It takes a lot of courage to go up there and sing
Was
anything
that
in front of
courage?
a bunch of strangers. But
Was that courage?
maybe, I don't know. I
Look
just
like-
once
Looked like
I
hitting the
say
clout
that,
route for me.
then I can make fun of him after I've said that, you know? You got to get your disclaimers put in. Be like, listen,
Hopefully,
I'm a nice guy, but that sucked. Oh.
hopefully, he got paid for his appearance since Chris Airsoft Fatty did not. Chris,
It's ridiculous. It's Chris. Okay, nice.
thanks to VW and Doggo.
Appreciate
He's-
you.
He's on that fucking shit that they all watched. He's on that fucking fish tank right now.
I did see that. See, speaking of me lurking on Discord, thank you guys for sharing fish tank clips because otherwise I would never watch it. So thank you for keeping me in the
Again,
loop
yeah, I can't
on
wait
how they
until it's over
gaslit
and-
poor Chris. Fucking Sam Hyde. Yeah, that definitely didn't make me like Sam Hyde anymore. The little bit that I've seen from Fish Tank. I get he's creating content, but
Oh, well, I don't really necessarily mean that, but I can't wait till it's over so that we can see a video on it or like a
I
compilation.
do look forward to someone else watching all of it and then breaking it down to like an hour,
Yeah.
hour and a half video that I can consume.
because
So
I
I know
think
what the hell happened, but yeah.
I think you may be onto something. I think that the likelihood that somebody makes a compilation video of it all and says like, "Ooh, this was so cool. Look at this. I want everybody to watch this." There's also the same likelihood that like, you know, Jay Aubrey's going to do a video on it and say like, "This guy's a fucking crazy asshole taking advantage."
I'm
of
waiting
these
for the
people for whatever
7
reason."
hour The Right Opinion video to
Exactly.
come
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. So I'm sure we'll see it all, baby. We'll run the gamut. We'll see. We'll let the public decide whether Fish Tank is legit or not. Because I
It's
know our
true.
crowd definitely loves it, which is saying something. I mean, our crowd definitely they love us, so
Well,
that's good. But they also love other things. I can't say that we all agree on all things here, but
well, that's good because if
we're not an
everybody's
echo
agreeing,
chamber.
then somebody's always lying,
That's true. We are not an
or at
echo
least
chamber
lying some of the time.
in the clout route. That's for sure. There are plenty of people telling us what we're doing wrong.
I love it. Yeah, you got to keep us honest, you know.
Oh, goodness gracious. So yeah, I guess on that note, since we're talking about it, I'll just bring it up. Let's look at this Airsoft Fatty clip. So off of that, what we just watched, Gideon giving the old say, "Can you see?"
Oh,
Airsoft did it at one point, and he kind of talks about it here. Do you want to watch this?
yeah, of course. Wow. Nobody wants to clean that place, huh? Every clip I've seen, it looks like they just finished filming a hardcore wrestling match in that house. There's like folding chairs in hallways and just trash everywhere.
I guess Frank Castle isn't in it anymore. He's
Wait,
not
the Punisher was in this? Frank Castle, is that what you said?
Frank Castle, the guy that went to fucking Boogie's house where he fucking shot the guy.
Oh, I was thinking of somebody else. Never
Not
mind.
Frank Castle, the fucking Punisher.
My guy would have been way cooler in this house.
He would have murdered them all.
I didn't say that was why it would have been cooler, but I'm just going to trail off and not finish my thought.
All right, fair enough. Here, let's listen to this.
I'm actually to help you sub something. Help me get some tips now. Get some more sponsors, right?
Can you hear what he's saying?
Mm.
It's tough for me to hear, so I'm wondering if it's even worth watching.
What his fucking response was?
Okay, here we go.
It's a little better now.
I heard that one.
Get a fucking job.
Get a job.
I'm not kidding you. The motherfucker who built my fucking career. I'm like, hey man, I just need some advice on what to do. I'm not asking for no fucking money, my dude. I'm gonna make my own fucking money.
You built your career?
He made a documentary on me.
I did?
Yes.
Oh.
The whole force.
Which he does admit that much. He's like, dude, he built my career. And I think he has a point. Like,
But in the sense, like, I get it. But
I think he has a point that with that, you know,
I built my career. I need you to do more for me.
Well, I mean, there is a little of that. It's like, oh, woe is me. There always is that with Fatty. But I do think he has a point there a little bit. It's like, you didn't pay him. And we'll get to that. He says a little bit about that. But you didn't pay him. You give him advice, go get a job or whatever, even though you made him a spectacle in this like online thing and gave him an online presence. I mean, I do think there should be a little from iDubbbz to be like, I set you on fire online. What's the big deal about giving him advice? Like, I don't get.
Oh, I don't disagree with that.
Again, I don't know what the situation is behind the scenes. I mean, like, it's only what he says and what Ian says that you really, you have to decide who you're going to believe.
And check the archives if you want to see. However, I don't think we watched the full 7-minute clip of Chris going full e-beggar and honestly going full Wings of Redemption and screaming at eating his microphone while showing off all of the free cannabis that he doesn't buy to prove to you that that's totally not how he's been spending all of his money.
Cannabis.
I haven't had to buy cannabis for 6 months. Sorry, that hurt my throat.
Cannabis Christ.
I gotta eat a gummy.
All right, let's listen to this ding dong go on a little bit more.
Straight up, 23 million views. Got that motherfucker 23 million views. Did his fucking Creative Clash 1 anthem. Didn't get paid for those two things. Did not get fucking paid.
You didn't get paid for full force?
2 weeks later.
Oh, what?
Like, and he said this before. We've listened to him say this before, and I was kind of like, what, I don't know if he's really
not even like royalties
not,
on the back end. Like, there's nothing.
I feel like him bringing him up this second time, kind of, I do believe him. I mean, like, I thought maybe he was like kind of making a stupid, like, pissed off remark before, and that he wasn't being 100% truthful. But I feel like he knows he's being recorded and shit. Like, he's basically putting this out online to everyone. A lot of people are watching this. Like, I believe him.
I cannot wait for the 25-minute iDubbbz explanation video. The good thing about this is it finally is, at least if people keep calling him out, he'll actually produce content that isn't like popping zits on a Thanos doll or rating his favorite Chex Mix pieces. So I like that,
Do you think he dares to even do that though? Like, addressing the Fatty allegations. I think he's already embarrassed himself enough.
I don't know. I mean, I thought that some time ago, but here we are.
Your theory was that he's a glutton for punishment, right?
Mm-hmm. Can't help himself. So I could see this being, especially if he did pay Fatty, or if there was some agreement on the front end and he has receipts, I could see him doing a little expose on talking about how Fatty's misrepresenting him. But no, what else does he have to say about old Ian Joma?
Then I got an airsoft gun in the mail for the.
So he got an
Air
airsoft
Force,
gun in the mail.
and nothing from Critter Clash.
That's it.
What a piece of shit.
That's not even a fucking joke. And then I found out that paying the motherfucker who did it this year. Like, are you fucking serious, dude? Like, how the fuck are you gonna fucking pull that shit?
How the fuck did you agree to do it for free? Like, what?
Right.
If it is true that he did not get paid anything but a fucking airsoft gun for full force, when they come to you and ask you to do the national anthem, Chris, is the time when you start to ask them for money. And I don't know, maybe use those millions of views as some leverage to be like, hey, you already have made a fair amount of money off of me. This is certainly going to be another viral moment because I don't know. I feel like Fatty was in on, I don't know that all of that was genuine, right? His whole botched national anthem. I don't know. Anyway, he should have been paid
You
for
think
it.
he played it up a little bit? Yeah.
I think he played it up, but even if it was a complete thing, like he had an opportunity to get paid right then. So do not please mischaracterize me for defending iDubbbz here. I won't be doing that anytime soon.
I'm liking it.
However,
Keep
like
going.
Chris has this pattern where he doesn't accept any accountability for anything that happens to him. There it is. Everything happens to him, and he's not the cause of any of his own problems. There's no situations where he could have done better. He should. If a guy makes a documentary off of you that gets millions of views, you should probably get someone who knows something about business in your camp and have them help you. Don't go to the guy who fleeced you for all those views and didn't pay you. You really thought that guy was going to give you advice? Like, at what point is this a little bit like, oh, I'm kind of a fool? Obviously iDubbbz should be criticized for his behavior, in my opinion, if this stuff is true. I don't know that it's true. But I also, like I said, I've watched too many of these streams where Chris will not hold any accountability for anything that happens to him, that it kind of needs to be said that, this woe is me stuff is he's kind of self-inflicting sometimes here.
He painted it this way too, like forever. I mean, even in Full Force, and then now is like, I think there's a genuine personality trait of Chris's that's like seeking you to feel bad for him. What is the word I'm looking for? He wants people to feel bad for him a lot of the time, I think. And
back in my day, we called that a pity party.
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
and if you had one, ain't nobody else invited. So
and he feels
going to your room.
He feels comfortable here opening up about it to an audience of people that absolutely hate iDubbbz and will take every opportunity to shit on him too. So,
well, yeah, just like we had that one day where we picked on iDubbbz and Ethan, and where I was like, oh yeah, hell yeah, let's do this. We're it feels good. It feels good to let it out every once in a while. So yeah, he knows he has a captive audience that wants to believe him, that wants to side with him. So of course he's going to get that sympathy that he needs. And maybe some money, because I can't help but
I hope that, Sam's paying him. He has to be. There's no way he could have him on that shit and not pay him, because Fatty will go run his mouth. That Sam Hard didn't even pay me shit. I was on his dumb thing. They made fun of me.
Well, how bad is he going to be that Sam Hyde tricked him into flirting with? I can't remember did you see that clip? It got put in. I think it was in our Discord. Well, I know it was in Discord. Like, I don't remember what. Yeah, where Sam was like, "Hey, this girl, I think she's into you," and then the next clip is him, and he's telling Chris, you need to do it more, lean in on it, really go after it, be aggressive or whatever. I don't know. I'm paraphrasing here. And then the next, it follows Sam. He goes into the other room to talk to the girl, and she's like, "No, I'm not into him." And he's like, "You need to, just touch his arm." And she's not comfortable doing that. I haven't watched the whole clip, but yeah, it's. I hope he's paying Chris if he's putting him through that shit.
Right. Exactly.
Letty.
Exactly.
Vault V-Dub, thank you. So it was Letty. He's been gaslighting him to flirt with her a few times. So yeah, I hope he's getting paid. I hope they're both getting paid at that point, because that's some, I don't know.
Is this true?
I don't know. If it is, I'm gonna kind of look like a bit of an ass, huh? But
Well, I don't think you'll look like a bit of an ass. You're not the one that's putting him on a fucking show and making him do all this shit.
fair. Well, I did kind of give him the old boomer rub some dirt in it speech, though, which might not be applicable. So my bad if that's the case. But
Well,
a little discipline, a
think
little
you're onto something a
self-discipline
little
does
bit.
go a long way.
Yeah. So let's keep going here with this fight shit. We're kind of getting sidetracked
Speaking of disciplines, let's go.
every time we're getting a little sidetracked because each one kind of leads into one of our other little topics. So I think that's fun here.
It's like an intermission in between fights.
Yeah, kind of. So here, you got to tell me about this, Kevin. We're gonna watch this, and you got to give me your thoughts because, again, I'll say it once. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Not the sports guy here. Kevin is the sports guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, sports guy Kevin, let me know. Is this legal? Is this fair game here with KSI? Because I don't think so, but you can tell me. You ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
It already looks bad.
It already doesn't look. Yeah, I think I know the answer, but we'll see what happens here.
Bah!
Oh, wait. Was that an elbow?
Watch it one more time. Elbow to the face. Done. Knocked out.
That's the wrong sport, sir. So I take it the other guy won, right? Is that the official? No, they gave KS. Now, did that end the fight? I quit watching after. I only watched the prelims, which I believe the final fight, and that was Boogie and Wings. So that was when I stopped. So what happened there?
So it didn't end after that. I'm pretty sure they got back up and reconvened or whatever. Which, does that happen?
Yeah. Yeah. If he gets, I think especially if it's an illegal hit, they're going to give you a chance to. I don't know what the rule would be for something like that. So I've called a fight where someone got hit in the groin and they give you, I think they said there he had up to 5 minutes, like where they would put it on break and the guys were just both standing in the ring. It only ended up taking about 45 seconds before they restarted the bell. But so I've seen that before. I've never in my life, not that I sit and watch all of these things. I don't think I've ever seen someone get knocked out with an elbow in a straight up boxing match.
That's wild, isn't it?
Because it's not something you're usually allowed to do. Now, wouldn't that be a fun sport though? Like put some WWE style elbow pads on here and then let people do that. Like, let's go.
I guess that's more brutal than the slap fights, right? If it were elbow fights, less brutal than slaps.
If they have pads on. Well, I'm not saying it's only elbows. I'm saying just like mixed martial arts, but you allow elbows. They do that in the Game Bred bare knuckle stuff, but that's. Whew.
I want to do a whole stream where we just watch slap fights.
Brutal. Oh my god, dude, slap fights are vicious.
Slap fight compilation.
You see the ones where their whole face will swell up and they'll be like bleeding out of their ear.
I get so high and watch that shit because it just makes me laugh that they beat the fucking living shit out of each other. It's like, how much are you guys getting paid? There's no way that this is worth it.
If we're gonna watch it, we should go to one of the originals, whatever it's called, Slap Mountain on YouTube or whatever.
The real hillbilly ones.
Yeah, exactly. They've got some storylines intertwined because people get a little too drunk and talk a little shit. Yeah, do that. No, let's not watch that broken ass whatever Dana White was trying to do.
He's on Rumble now, baby.
What? Oh.
You didn't know that? I think we had it as a thing on one of the episodes and didn't get to it. But yeah, at one point, Dana has signed to Rumble now. So it's like, I guess a lot of their stuff streams on there now and shit. They're getting more and more legit.
Should we just start re-uploading all these on Rumble? Could you imagine the comments on that platform?
I know, like that's what I'm saying.
We might get monetized though. Maybe their algorithm works the same and it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. We might be one of the most popular channels on that thing.
We'd get eviscerated, dude. Steven Crowder would start doing videos on us.
Yeah, we'd have more exposed videos on us than that Illuminati chicks had in the last 2 weeks. Man, we'd be getting just blown out.
So we were talking about pay a little bit. And interestingly enough, I thought that this pay situation with Boogie and them from the fight was interesting to say the least. So you tell me what you think. I will be honest. I wish it was a bigger bag we were offered. Even if he can't pay us more here, I know that there'll be a further paydays down the road for him. Watch it happen. And this guy quote tweeted said, "Wait, you only got 10K out of this, bro. You got robbed. Keem made at least $1 million off you two, and he only gives you 10K. You shouldn't be making 80K minimum off that fight, even if you lost."
I
don't know anything about the numbers per se.
Yeah, I don't know what their numbers were, but I'm just gonna press X to doubt on this one. Maybe it should be higher than 10K. I don't think it's 80K. Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna look for it real quick, but there's another tweet that Boogie put out that like broke down what he spent the money on too, and he says he like broke even. He didn't even make money.
Well, that's got to be on him. I want to see those receipts. If he,
I'm gonna find it.
If he spent $10,000 on his fight camp, I would like to see that itemized, please, because I sincerely doubt that. But realistically, so here's what I do know about the sport and about pay-per-view events in general. The guys who get the biggest percentage of the bag are the guys who will actually draw you pay-per-view buys. You know who doesn't draw pay-per-view buys? The guys who aren't even on the pay-per-view. These guys were the main event for the free YouTube stream. So there's a lot of money that was made that you really can't credit or attribute to them. I'm not saying that they were not a draw in any way and that maybe they don't deserve more than 10K, but I don't necessarily know that they got robbed because we don't know how much this event made. But I don't really think that Boogie or Wings would have any sort of claim to a bigger purse than the headliners, just because I don't think people bought pay-per-views for a fight that wasn't on the pay-per-view stream. It was free. So it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a good point. Here he says, sure, 10K cash plus sponsor deals, free travel and room to London, which I assume that's like, at least that part is typical, right? They're gonna usually pay for your travel and room and shit, right?
They'd better, yeah.
A few perks we can't disclose yet. I don't know what that means. All of the self-respect I ever needed, so that's cool. After medical gear and training, I came out negative in cash, worth every penny. So, I mean,
I don't believe you.
You don't believe it? That's interesting. I mean, I don't know for sure. I have no idea how all this works, but Pest says Keem said he tripled his target audience. That's pretty insane to think about.
I don't believe that either, but maybe double.
You got to roll with what these people say at face value, I guess. And if that's true with Keem, and
sure,
this is
and I've got a
Boogie,
bridge to sell you.
Exactly. But you know what I mean? Like, if we're going off of that, they're being truthful here, both of them, Keem and Boogie. It is pretty nuts to think that Boogie ends up negative, but Keem ends up tripling his target audience. I mean, that's.
But also, what are those few perks we can't disclose? Because
true,
those could have cash value, and then him, saying things like, "I'm negative cash flow. I'm in the negative." Might not necessarily be true, but yeah, am I surprised that Keem would rip off his fighters? Absolutely not. But do I trust Boogie at face value when he says he spent more than $10,000 in preparation for that fight? Also, abso-fucking-lutely not. So I guess I'm back on my fence this time, guys.
I like that. All right, so fights aside, pretty cool weekend, huh? I guess people were
pretty cool.
KSI's knocking people out. Boogie's getting his face smashed in. We got pretty good stuff going on this weekend. Kevin, would you buy novelty condoms from Tana Mojo if she started selling them?
No, but I'm dying to know what the novelty is.
Okay.
I'm not buying a novelty condom of any kind. A condom's have a very specific and important function, and I really don't. I don't really want to be buying any gimmick condoms for my own personal use. No. Why would you? Why would you take a risk there? Just some things you just
It
don't.
self-destructs after
You don't
30
need to
minutes.
buy off of Etsy. You know, like just buy your fucking condoms at the pharmacy or wherever you get them.
So here's Tana Mojo. Why don't they make funny condoms? Like I want to see a giraffe on the dick, like a zoo animal plate. There is a market for this. Or imagine you roll a condom down and it's a word like lobotomy. Or even themed ones like candy canes during the holiday.
I want a lobotomy after having you read that tweet to me.
I thought you'd say something like that.
Is this? Let me ask a question, and remember, everyone, I'm just asking questions here.
Okay.
Is this a potential sign that someone's getting bored with sex? You know, like, is it get like to the point you need balloon blow up shape condoms? Like, you know.
I don't know if she's bored of sex ever because I mean the other week we were listening to her talk about how she got nutted on her back after she got a spray tan.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, but you're kind of proving my point. I feel like it's getting more exhibition. It's kind of like she needs more excitement. Like the sex on its own ain't doing it anymore. Now I gotta use it as tan cream and get freaking giraffe shaped condoms or have the lobotomy of all the words in this complex.
I love that.
And deep language. You picked fucking lobotomy. It's very fitting. Very fitting.
I love that a lot.
But my goodness. Shark Tank, here I come. Although, can we make that happen? I will sign a petition. I want to see Tana Mongeau on either Shark Tank or Dragon's Den. I don't know if Dragon's Den is still around.
I'm surprised that they haven't done like a YouTube collaboration thing. Like have like it would be a good episode of Shark Tank to have like 10 YouTubers on that just toss them a random idea that they have.
And they're all just like NFT or MLM scams.
or novelty condoms, Kevin, or novelty condoms. Okay. Imagine, do you think
she'd be the truest business person in the entire YouTube atmosphere?
Do you think YouTube would pay to sponsor a dental dam that looked like the YouTube block or whatever, the logo?
I'd call the hub. They might be interested.
Oh goodness gracious, dude! They will make sex toys out of anything these days. By the way, I know we're talking about novelty condoms here, but I was listening to the H3 podcast the other day, and they had a long time. They've had this running joke where Howie Mandel was on. Howie Mandel had posted this TikTok of a prolapsed anus, and now
you're sure it wasn't a selfie?
It might have been. I don't know.
Ooh,
you tell me.
Suck it, bald guy, in your face for being bald. That's a joke about bald people.
Right?
Didn't know anything about that.
But anyways, Ethan's made this long-standing joke, like making fun of them about it or whatever. And they had him on, and they had a professional prolapser on at the same time. So when they had Howie on, they showed him a professional prolapser doing it. And like showed it to him, and his reaction, he's like, fucking freaking out about it, whatever. This dude that they had on, okay, the guy that can prolapse on command has turned his prolapse into a sex toy that you can fuck.
No.
Yes, a prolapsed anus, a giant like out of your asshole protruding prolapsed anus made into a sex toy.
That should have come with the trigger warning.
I didn't bring any pictures. I mean, come on, this is just words we're talking about here.
We went over an hour with no show notes, and I can hear the producer chat just getting fired up right now.
You're not supposed to call it out. That's what her ears.
I can't help it. Yeah, I don't have any other joke to run to when that is what gets brought up. I have nothing for this.
What's wrong with a little prolapse fuck toy?
Except that, I
named mine Jeff Dunham.
What?
I named my prolapse fuck toy Jeff Dunham. Oh God.
Mine's
Well,
Bill Hicks. Moving on.
after that series of jokes and everything, I think it might be appropriate for me to do this actually on YouTube next. So let's watch this.
Oh God, is this a
You'll-
goatee?
It's a see. No, like I said, after all that, I think this might be what I'm doing now.
Yes.
I'm
This
gonna
is
turn this down. 'cause
Live
it's loud
footage
as
of me
fuck.
whenever I see that Nick Fuentes is going to be a topic on a Sunday podcast. Here we go.
Nuts, dude.
And here's Danny. Me getting the call from Danny. Yeah, we got. Oh, yeet. Oh. Oh no. What happened? Hello, everyone. So, I think Danny might have clicked the leave studio button instead of a different button.
I fucking there's a back and forth button on the side of my mouse, and I totally backed out of fucking StreamYard.
It's
Hell
okay. I
yeah,
totally didn't
baby.
tell them that you did that, but that's okay. No, we're good.
That's how the live stream goes, baby.
And now it's time for me to yeet. You know, Danny literally just pulled.
I literally
He's like,
jumped
you want
out
to see how
the
here it is live, jumping out of the studio.
plane. Okay, let's continue.
Yep.
I mean, that's nut. I don't think we need to play the volume, honestly, because it's just a bunch of that fucking
Yeah, it's just a
air.
lot of wind noise, you know.
But I mean, the jump
ball's
is
on this
pretty
guy.
wicked. But this guy had the whole thing set up, dude. These are cameras on the wings and shit. Like he was ready to catch all this shit happening.
Yeah, he fancies the rest of us just complete imbeciles because somehow he tried to present this as if it was an emergency. He had to jump out of his plane.
Yeah,
But
it's
like you said, he had enough time he made sure he had the selfie stick set up for when he jumped out.
You're like, what the fuck, dude? But yeah, this is wild. Like, this is like a terrorist attack. I mean, am I right? He's like wrecking fucking planes. and shit.
Yeah, I mean, if he had done it in a populated area, that's absolutely what it would have been. Here, it's just like a really dumb shit, just a prank, bro. But of all the pranks, I mean, how expensive is this? Not to mention I don't know if there will be jail time. But if
He's
there
getting in
is,
trouble for it, that's for sure.
yeah, he likely will never get to fly a plane again.
Oh yeah.
But
Look at this wreck.
holy cow,
This is
yeah,
so
the
cool.
wreck, like,
Boom.
the footage is neat.
Yeah, it is.
But
Pretty
could
cool
you
stuff.
luckily nobody out there. The number one comment was, bro did this for like 50 views.
Somebody said if he owns the plane, it shouldn't matter. What do you think about that?
I bet I don't want to hang out with that guy. That one tweet tells me all I need to know about that guy.
You know, if
And
I own the car, it's not that big of a deal if I just run it into the side of like a tree or something and leave it there, right?
I bet
he
that
could-
guy's an anarchist.
He also didn't go pick it up, I'm sure, right? He's not fucking going to pick up the debris.
Yeah, he's just like, no, guys, it's fine. I swear, I'm cleaning it up. Like, what's the crime here? I crashed my plane. I'm cleaning it up. Maybe he thought it was like golf, where as long as you fix the divots in the ground, you're okay. You know, you can't walk away.
It was close to crashing into a town.
Oh,
he's going to jail.
Yep. It's littering. Poland says it's littering.
I agree. It is littering. She's right. Exactly.
Well, maybe he was going to pick up all the pieces, but
Littering
no, I thought
and-
at the least that this Joker would have made it a point to do this in a completely isolated area where there was no one around. So I didn't even think to say, well, you know, at least he didn't do it near a town, because I thought that was, you know, self-explanatory. But apparently this idiot did that near a town, in which case I don't feel bad for anything that happens to him. I mean, we've talked about content brain before, Danny. I feel like that's on a completely different level. It's like that's like worse than Aiden or Sneeko. Like that, like content brain. This dude's out here dropping planes on farm towns. Like that's about as bad as you know, telling people to be cucks online or whatever it is that Sneeko does. I don't really know. I black that stuff out as soon as we end the stream. Littering and
Here. Here's the explanation everybody's been looking for. It hit my house. I have to move. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
I'm in the middle of this. It's also why I'm sick, because there's a giant gaping hole in the side of my house from where a plane hit it. And, you know, it's quite the drafting, and I don't know what I caught, but something. All right. So moving on from
20 years.
Well, actually, I want to say he's getting 20 years. That's wild. Do you think in terms of cloudy like stunts for YouTube? I mean, we had stuff like Suicide Forest with Logan and like let's hide in a Target overnight. And I mean, you could think of all the numerous fucking cloudy things people have done. Where do you think this lands? Do you think this is like up there in terms of high caliber bad things people have done for clout on YouTube?
It's probably up there. I don't know if anything's worse than the Suicide Forest.
I mean, it was a literal dead body in Minecraft. Well, it wasn't in Minecraft. It was in
because
real life.
it took you know, I'm and maybe my memory is foggy on this. Everyone knows I'm not a Logan Paul historian, but I don't think that was a live video or anything. Like, they had plenty of time to edit and go. Like, they had plenty of time to say, "Hey, this is a really bad idea."
They edited it that way specifically. They left it all in specifically.
Yeah. So I don't think there can be a worse one than that, but this one's probably up there. Maybe if we made a Mount Rushmore of clout moves, this might be on it.
I don't know if anybody's gotten in as much trouble as this guy has for doing something like that, though. 20 years in federal, up to 20 in federal prison, according to Doggo here. Wow.
What an idiot.
Hope
God, what a loser.
All that for 50 views, they said.
Listen, I try to be a nice guy, but sometimes you just do something that is so stupid that the nicest thing anyone can do to you is tell you how big of a fucking idiot you are so that you don't ever do something that stupid again. And maybe a dozen years in a federal prison will sort him out. Like, just think like how so stupid. Now, yeah, that's a long time to spend in jail. I don't know. I'm not here to break down his fucking sentencing, but
he has
Jesus
a promising
Christ,
YouTube
man.
career waiting for him after he gets out of jail, right?
Oh yeah, the one thing I know about YouTube followings is that they're very stable and they last a really long time. So those viewers will be waiting for him when he gets out in 20 years.
The potential for death can't be ignored, even if nobody died. I mean, yeah, fucking jump.
Yeah, maybe it is the worst.
So wild.
Yeah, like
so wild.
Maybe
I mean, it's definitely
is.
up there. It's definitely up there.
Yeah.
So let's do a little tone shift here.
Well, good.
Let's listen to one of my favorite rappers, Danny Brown. He's got a podcast on Tom Segura's network, YMH. You know Danny Brown?
Remember when my first meal was school lunch?
And there you go.
I don't do a good Danny Brown, but yeah, dude, that reminds me of our days back in the kitchen, to be honest.
Oh yes, dude. Love Danny Brown since back in the day too. Yeah. Shit, he used to come around live all the time and do a lot of like the smaller venues around where we live. So love Danny Brown. But here, let's listen to him talk about getting old. I mean, I think we can relate to this. Honestly. I think at least I can. I'll speak for myself.
Girls with the old parents, man.
Well, let me
wait. What?
let me say I agree with some of the later points. Maybe not some of the stuff at the top. Okay. I'm married.
Girls with the old parents, man. They were great.
Really?
Yeah, they let you spend a night. The young parents, man, they ain't going for that shit.
Oh shit! I would think it's the opposite.
Nah.
Damn.
I mean, yeah.
I guess that you're right. They're too old to care, but their house always smells like soup.
Old people?
Yeah.
They do be having weird smells.
They love soup, like crock pot food.
I love crock pot food. I mean, oh yeah, I am getting old now. I'm at that age now.
So there you go. Are we crockpot age yet, Kevin?
Damn, I was crockpot age in my mid-20s because it just makes a lot of sense to fire up a crock pot meal before you
Oh.
take off for the day and come home and have dinner ready for you. But yeah, it does always kind of turn into soup. No matter what it starts as, it's basically soup if you're crock potting it, you know.
Your house smells like old people's house smell like soup.
That's a weird take on the older young parents. I feel that in most cases, not all cases, but in most cases, in order to become a parent, you've had a little bit of sex. And so I would imagine that parents of any age are quite aware that if you're staying over at your significant other's house you're probably going to be doing some of that kind of stuff. So I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that there was a difference between
It is interesting.
young parents, old parents. That is a completely new concept to me. Is that am I out of the loop here?
Well, I'm trying to think, like, what is young parents? Like, okay, let's say you have your kid at 18, and then we're talking about your 18-year-old kid having somebody over. Okay, let's propose that scenario. You're gonna be like what? The mid-30s? You're gonna be like 36, 37, 38. So think like Ethan Klein. Perfect scenario here. Think like Ethan Klein having a kid when he was 18. So now Ethan Klein, do you think he'd be cool enough to be like, yeah, just stay the night at my daughter's house? Just stay the night at my house with my daughter. I don't think
No
so.
way.
But the older parents, interesting. Okay, so the older people will be like,
I just don't
it is
care
what it
anymore.
is.
What? I don't get the concept of. I don't care how old I get. If I have kids that are old enough to have kids of their own, I'm probably not going to want them banging in my house. I'd prefer, them get to their own house. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's going to happen, right? Like when you have some teenagers. They're, just don't do it at my house or do it when I'm not around. I don't know. I don't look forward to being a dad. I don't think that's, I'm not ready for that. So I got no take here. I just think it's a weird thing that I just assumed all parents were always on the prowl. Like, hey, y'all better not be fucking in here. What are you doing? I
Y'all
didn't know that
better
was a
not be
thing, letting kids
fucking
stay
in
the night.
here.
Did you ever get to stay the night at a girlfriend's house, Danny, growing up?
Let me think. Yes, but
Ooh,
not
I would say
not in ways where it was like, hey mom, thanks for letting me stay the night. Definitely not like that.
I see.
You
Yeah,
know?
okay. Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, I know I think Danny Brown's full of shit on that one.
when
But
I
I do
was
love crockpot soup.
When I was in high school, I had the situation where my best friend, I was dating his sister.
Ooh, yeah, there you go.
One of my best friends, So I got to go to his house a lot in different scenarios. You know what I mean? Like I was allowed to stay with Brett, right?
Tricky, yeah.
Right. Okay.
That dude probably hated you some weekends.
Do you think Martha would let you?
This fucking guy, goddamn it.
You think Martha would let you stay the night with her kids?
Dude,
Does she have kids?
I don't know. At this rate,
She
Martha
better.
might be the one with the late night callers. Hot damn.
Somebody
Great.
Give her
some great work by that photo editor.
Oh, you think these are? I thought these were AI generated actually when I first looked at them. Looking good, dude. What up, Martha?
Yeah, I'm jealous, dude. Here, that's why I keep making the photo edit joke because I hope that's the case because this 81-year-old lady has better skin than I do. So I'm just gonna tell myself it's a filter. But goddamn.
Damn, dude. 81 though. That's old as shit, dude.
Prison
I didn't know she was that
her,
old. I didn't know she was that old, and I think you had a good point where before the show you had said this is going to lead people to believe that there really is adrenochrome babies.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking...
People are gonna see that and believe like, oh yeah, well she's part of the Illuminati. Whereas I believe it's just a series of filters. But people will be like, look at that. She clearly drinks adrenal glands or whatever the fuck they say. I don't even know. But 81 years young or whatever cliche bullshit they say when they're staring down death's door. What?
I like that. Okay, so moving on here. And probably the last thing that we'll hit today. Thank God, because old boy needs to go fucking drink some orange juice and
way to just make all the atheists feel bad about themselves. I see.
wait,
All
what did I do? What did I say?
I'm canceling you for not being sensitive to the atheists because you gave a
Because I said,
credit to
"Thank
a
God."
god.
Okay.
Yeah. Or what about the other people who have different gods who don't call your god by the same name, Danny? They're gonna be very offended.
Thank the gods is what I usually say. I'm usually PC.
Oh,
but
okay.
I
That's
didn't.
good.
The
Well,
gods.
I'm full on Greek pantheon, so you can't offend me because my god will
Thank the
just smite you
gods.
with a lightning bolt.
True that.
That's right.
So let's watch this Keffals video on Leafy. And really, the part that I want to get to is the iconic moment where Leafy is outed as a crackhead. So we'll probably just watch up until that point. This is a pretty long video. You know how we are with long videos.
Oh, yeah, let's go. We got to get it. Yeah.
So
Got to see some crackhead Leafy here. Got to earn that centerpiece in the thumbnail.
I love it. Crackhead Leafy. I mean, he kind of is always. Am I off base saying that like he's kind of always given that energy? Like,
What? That he's a crackhead?
Crackhead energy, yeah. Like he's a skinny.
Here's the thing. I don't
fucking-
hang out with a lot of crackheads, so yeah, I would definitely say he's got some kind of energy. Yeah.
Interesting. Some kind of energy. I don't hang out with
Crackhead
crackheads either. So I guess I don't know what
So I'm just like maybe like he definitely
crackhead energy is. Honestly,
he definitely is something. But yeah, we'll go with it. I like it. Crackhead energy. Got that crackhead energy.
Poland says my grandma looks like that. I think it's just a genetic condition. If she has really good plastic surgery, I'm gonna be pissed. She's holding out on me. So just looking good at 81. Okay, I'll give it to her. No babies being murdered for her everlasting life. Okay.
That's good.
And
As it should be.
to get into this, crackhead Leafy W. So let's listen.
But I gotta say, this has got to be one of the weirdest dramas that I've ever gone into before in my life. After being MIA for years, on April 2nd, Leafy was unbanned from Twitter thanks to Elon. And to celebrate, he immediately broke the rules by saying the N-word because, you know.
Thoughts? Did you catch all this when it happened?
I forgot about that second one.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Well, he's
what an idiot.
Leafy and I didn't really engage with each other before at all, ever, until April 27th, when Leafy tweeted transgenders are fake. And, you know, being such a huge fan of both Calvin and transgenders, I decided to reply to him to show my support. You may have noticed that this video is edited a bit differently than my other videos. To put it simply, due to the ongoing Adderall shortage, I thought adding gameplay might be able to help satiate Leafy's fans, because I know they're going to come here to attempt to bully me. I'm just...
So, she did, maybe she does later on, but she did mention right there that when she commented on Leafy's thing and tried to ratio him, she failed the ratio. She didn't.
Oh, I was I was looking at that. I was like, she failed that ratio, huh? Which is
yeah,
just,
she didn't.
Every failed ratio is that's the only good ratio, because ratios are lame. They're stupid. Ratios are something you earn. You don't call, like, I can't stand
ratio.
Someone's responding to a tweet and all it says is ratio. Like, no, say something. And then ratio.
One time, remember that?
Yeah, because it's not that hard to do, especially with Teamstar. It's not hard. So don't be so fucking lazy and just put the word ratio in there, which is probably going to be what half of my Twitter replies say after this. But that's all right.
Ratio. Yeah, everybody's going to comment on you now with ratio, bro.
Good. I need more interactions.
I'm behind enemy lines. I'm in the trenches. I'm fighting for my damn life out here.
Uh-oh.
I am the spy.
Unfortunately, attempting to ratio Leafy was a mistake. While I was away, I must have missed a new update on Musk's Twitter that if you pay him money and lick his boots, you can get to the top of the replies. But because I have self-respect, I didn't buy Twitter Blue.
Eat a dick.
So what do you think? Do you think that she didn't get the ratio because she didn't subscribe to Twitter Blue?
Maybe, but yeah,
I don't know. That's a little
whatever.
That's a little wishy-washy.
Nice deflection there, Keffals, to say that
good
it
one.
wasn't. Yeah, the only reason I lost the ratio is because now only cucks that pay Elon for Twitter get the no. You fucking lost. Take your L and move on. Come on.
made the ratio a lot harder to accomplish.
I love
Ratios are meaningless, but it's a fun thing to do on Twitter
you,
despite it
Poland.
not
I appreciate
accomplishing
that.
anything. I failed to ratio people in the past and it's never been a big deal. But this time, things were different.
that one was sweet. I gotta go back.
Lame. Lame. I'm just saying, if you're investigating why you didn't ratio someone on Twitter, you have too much fucking free time.
That's
sorry.
dope.
What are you doing, Keffals?
There are no pronouns in the Constitution. And then Keffel says, I've always wanted to ratio Laverne Spicer. Man, I wish she did, though.
Maybe you're just
She says,
maybe
"Yeah,
your
you are
Twitter
failing."
account just sucked. You know, like maybe you just suck at Twitter, Keffals. Have you thought about that?
Well, she wins some and she loses some, right?
Well, that's fair. I mean, look, dude, I suck at Twitter. So like a fisherman always spots another fisherman
There you
from
go.
afar.
I like
so
that.
I'm not sitting here saying get on my level. Like I pay for Twitter and people still don't see my tweets, but I'm not sitting here blaming that on somebody else because that is what fucking losers do. So don't be a fucking loser.
I like that. I like
and
that.
take your L on the chin and move on, learn something from it and get better. I don't know how you can do that in Twitter. Like this, some of this advice is not applicable. But how many minutes of this is about her not knowing how to ratio people on Twitter? Because I'm starting to get.
This is it.
I thought I was coming in hot at Leafy here. How did I end up staring down Keffals?
Well, we gotta laugh at them both, right? It's no fun to just poke at Leafy.
The whole thing is just
no.
Things were different.
And here's
celebrated
17 ratios that did succeed, by the way, because it's not my fault. I can do ratios, all right? I have proof. And also Leafy's a jerk or something.
Sort of monumental win, treating it as something a lot more important than it really is. And my God, did this set off the horde. Due to another change I'm sure advertisers love, misgendering and dead naming are no longer banned on the platform, and after having a flurry of the most annoying people alive in my mentions, I decided it wasn't worth it and deleted the tweet. This only sparked more backlash, however, as well as transphobic vitriol towards me, proclaiming that Leafy had epically owned me in the marketplace of ideas because I failed to get enough Reddit updates.
Which I mean, like, yeah, that's what's gonna happen when you do that.
They're Leafy fans. What do you like? Welcome to Twitter, Keffel. Like, I don't why is any of this a surprise? Like, this is what happens. Sometimes you get dunked on.
It does suck in her specific scenario, though, that like the rules have just been changed.
Well, that part, absolutely.
The best dig on her that you could possibly make, basically, is by like belittling her as a person.
Well, okay, fair. Yeah. You checked me on that one, absolutely.
But she should expect this kind of shit coming from,
but also
trying to ratio someone.
Yeah.
You don't think you're gonna get any hate for that at all?
Yeah, you're gonna go in here. It's one of those things. You don't just get to pick the fights. It's fun when you're doing it. It's for fun. And I'm not trying to forgive any of the horrible things that are probably said to Keffals, but at the same time, as the old saying goes, if you don't start none, there won't likely be none.
Yeah, right.
So why don't go around starting to ratio people and then not expect their fans to make fun of you? Is this really that hard, Danny? Like, am I losing my fucking brain?
I think she gets it too. It's just kind of part of the fun of the video.
Okay, good.
It is interesting. I mean, you got to give her some kind of credit. It's like she
Sometimes
is posting
I think I'm
all these L's. So half of her video, well, not half of her video, 2 minutes of her video so far have been her just pointing out how much she sucks. So let's continue.
I think ratios are meaningless and mostly just a running joke for me at this point.
I would
but a lot
too.
of his fans actually seem to think that bigger number equals more right and took this entire ordeal very seriously.
Why would you care about the opinions of Leafy's fans? Are you kidding? Like, if there was ever a section of people in the world for whom I do not give a shit about their opinion, it would be the devout followers of Leafy is here. Why the fuck would you care? I just don't care.
Devout followers like VW.
I feel like
VW in chat.
VW is their own vault wanderer. All right, they're not. VW isn't following around some vault tech scheme here.
Yeah, I mean,
VW marches to the beat of a solo drum.
That's true. I do think that he has his own thoughts in his head.
If he's a Leafy stan, then I'm sorry. Again, we don't have to agree on everything.
If people shouts out to any of the what are they called? Moderators. Somebody fucking get rid of some of these turds in here, because like obviously you can have your own opinion about shit, but like Keffals as a man in chat is just like, fuck you, dude. Like you're fucking worthless.
Oh God.
Get out of here with that shit. It's just not even that. It's not even that funny. It's just hateful for no reason. You don't even have like. That's the only thing you say in our chat is that one thing. Never left a comment before, but that's the comment you fucking leave is that one. So, oh God.
But it comes to barrage of extremely annoying trans
based Dark Danny.
I mean, they're gonna bring it out of me. I just hate. One of the things I hate the most online is just like piling on to people that are essentially defenseless. They're fighting for their actual rights. There's already enough people that hate them. If you're not a fucking bigot, crazy asshole, then just leave them alone. Move on with your life. Find something better to do.
soaps isn't really that fun. I've been out as trans for 12 years, and none of this really hurts my feelings. But the sheer volume of the most obnoxious people in existence made using Twitter for what I want to use it for, having fun with my friends, talking about the news and politics, shit posting, that all got a lot harder. I decided to block Leafy and his followers and then move on. Leafy, who is also a very big fan of mine, took this personally and has since been trying to start beef with me. I have no idea why, but he posted the block screen. And
I love that. Why am I blocked? Well, you're blocked because she failed to ratio you. That's why you're blocked.
Oh my God. That's a bit.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I can't imagine, Danny, if I ever send you a link to a video of me doing anything like what Keffals did here, please be a friend and slap me and tell me like, hey, idiot, you're losing right now. And there's no good point for you to post this. Just move on. I don't get it. Like they're not gonna win anybody over with this. And everybody knows that what Leafy is and what he does. So I feel like she's just gonna make it worse.
With Twitter, this kind of interaction here is like the best interaction that they could get, though. You got like obviously they're both being stupid, but like Leafy is totally playing it up. So is Keffals. Like it is I
bet it's a work.
They love to have these interactions. You know what I mean? Like these kind of interactions get them tons of followers, tons of hype, tons of talk about, so this is the perfect situation for both of them. They're both going to keep going, I mean, maybe not now after she does this video, but stuff like this back and forth stuff, like screenshotting, being blocked,
manufactured beef. Yeah,
you get like tons of updates for this kind of shit. All right, let's keep going here.
And then responded to a drama alert tweet, and he demanded an apology from me, an apology for trying to ratio.
Okay, that's kind of funny too. Leafy demanding an apology for an attempted ratio. See what I mean though about like playing it up a little bit? They're kind of all like doing their little back and forth funniness. It's so funny. Oh, goodness gracious. Paulin says, I don't know who Keffals is, but if Danny defends her, so do I. Oh, that's very nice of you, Paulin. I mean, I'm not saying Keffals can do no wrong. Like, this whole situation is stupid for her to even do. Like, L plus ratio. Like, it's loser Twitter shit, but I don't know. I defend Keffals a lot because Keffals is a person online that is just getting this hate for stupid reasons. You know what I mean? I just hate to see that kind of shit happen to people. But like if she came out and like, buried her cats up to their necks in her yard and shit and like mowed the lawn, then I wouldn't like her anymore, of course.
Oh, well, that's everyone at home, we call that a straw man. If you've ever wanted to know what that was and needed it applied in your daily life, there you go.
Well, how else do I say?
I would hope. Well, I would hope, if I find out that
if she does
Keffals was kidnapping children and gassing them in her basement, then I might come out again.
Yeah,
well, I would freaking hope
that'd be pretty bad.
And people call me a fence sitter. Geez,
I mean, that's
PR Dan up there.
I'm confused. I'm confused what you're ragging me on right now, but that's fine. We'll
Anyone who
continue.
doesn't
you
know,
said
Drama Alert is
you
run
would
by
have to cut
What?
cats' heads off for her to.
Well, obviously I'm exaggerating a bit. If she does something bad, I wouldn't like her for it. But just because she's trans isn't a good reason to say fucking to misgender and misname or whatever,
I
and
agree
dead
with
name and blah 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 blah. And I just think that unnecessary pile on is stupid too. It's like, yeah, okay, fucking chill out. They're fighting for their life out here, man.
part-time trans ally DJ Daniel Keemstar. I've had my run-ins with him in the past and tried to
Wasn't
give him
that
the
what R.
benefit of the
Kelly's did?
doubt, but that was a mistake. It's not enough to have an occasionally good take about
Sorry.
trans people.
I didn't want
You need
that.
to
I
stand
wanted
up
people
for
to know
them
why
when
I was laughing.
people around you are being bigoted. I'm only bringing this up and holding him to the standard because I know he has actually met and talked with trans people before, unlike Leafy.
Which what she's talking about specifically is probably Jalen, honestly, friend of the well, would have been friend of the show if she didn't fall asleep for my interview, but yeah, Jalen interacted with Keemstar on multiple occasions. She went on his show, so trans ally, yeah. Which Keemstar is better than some people, I would say, but and when it comes to trans stuff, I mean, he's better than some people because at least he'll have a conversation with Keffals, you know, like a normal human being. Now he'll go off and have a tweet where he says something fucking stupid every once in a while, I'm sure, but most of the time, at least in the trans thing, Keemstar seems pretty chill. But I mean, obviously Leafy I don't know if Leafy said much transphobic, I guess, besides just like dead naming or misgendering. So he's not like doing anything
those
too.
are only just two of the big ones.
Well, I mean, you don't let me finish what I'm saying.
I'm
so
sorry, my bad, dude. My
you
bad.
cut me off. I said those are the typical. What I was going to say is like those are the typical things that people do. So he's not going off the rails very much when it comes to the transphobia here.
You ever met a trans person IRL? No, I've seen them, but I've never really met one.
Later that day, Leafy decided to do a live stream where he baited people into joining by lying that Sneeko was going to join. Well, I thought that was a lie, but the truth is actually a lot funnier. Turns out
this is fucking hilarious. You'll love this. guest appearance from Sneeko here.
The Sneeko was just cucking him.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Sneeko in like 10 minutes or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna message him right now. All right, I'm waiting for Sneeko to respond. All right, I messaged Sneeko. I'm waiting for him to respond. All right, I'm just gonna call Sneeko in, at maybe at 4 minutes. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna call Sneeko now. No, he's away. He's not picking up. Where the fuck is Sneeko? All right, I'll call him in another 3 minutes or something. Dude, where the fuck is Sneeko? He's not responding right now. All right, I'm calling Sneeko right now. He better pick up. I'm just gonna call Sneeko again. Why not? Why does he need to go to the gym right now, dude? He was planning on, dude, we were planning on having like a call. All right, Sneako's kind of pissing me off, dude. Why is he not joining?
Leafy desperately throwing out homophobic slurs.
Oh, what do you think about
Wow, what a simp, dude! What an absolute loser. Danny, you know how many times I would call you if you didn't show up for a stream?
How many times?
Maybe twice. And you know what I'm doing after that? I'm fucking moving on with my day. I'm not talking about it every 30 goddamn seconds. Everybody gets an L. Leafy gets an L. Keffals gets an L.
Well, yeah.
Boogie gets an L. That's what I'm doing today. Call me no, I don't know. Don't call me.
You're doing the Twitter thing.
I'm handing out fucking L's to all of them.
You're being you're about to get ratio, dude. You're being a big Twitter guy handing out L's to everybody. That's that's what Keffals just did, dude.
When
they've earned
them. When they've earned them.
I'm just teasing. Let's see what chat has to say. VW is gonna put Danny in a re-education camp. Well, he just wants to show me fucking Kiwi Farms forums where they collect a bunch of old school shit about her saying dumbass bass jokes, just like Leafy would say, and the whole dumb Catboy Ranch thing and blah blah. Watch her videos on it. If you don't fucking believe what she has to say about it and you'd rather believe fucking Kiwi Farms, then believe Kiwi Farms. That's fine. I wouldn't say I'm not educated. I just don't agree with what you're saying. Let's see. Yeah, see. There are plenty of things to say about Keffals, but the trans hate isn't necessary. I mean, that's basically where I land. where I land. Exactly. Like you can bring up all kinds of, I mean, that's what I meant when I said the cat thing. It's like I was being ridiculous, but it's like if you have valid points to bring up, yeah, exactly. You bring them up just like you do on anybody else, of course. But it is what it is. Let's listen to Leafy be a crackhead.
An attempt to get Sneako's attention is absolutely hilarious. I've never seen a man so obviously yearning for another man's approval. It's like Leafy desperately needs Sneako to let him sit on his lap, call him a good little boy, and give him a crumb of the Clout cookie. But seriously, though, I can't imagine anything more embarrassing than getting cucked for over an hour by the cuck king himself.
So I mean, that is pretty impressive that when you put it that way, you got cucked by the cuck king. That is pretty impressive. Here, she clips in a little insert of this Sneako.
And then we go into the room, like her and the couple, like we're like,
and
oh, let's
Hassan,
switch.
your favorite.
So I got this girl on top of me, and she's, I don't know, yo, I'm just not. And my girl's right here, and she's
all
like,
of my
and I'm
favorites.
like, oh, yo, I'm like feeling traumatic thoughts, like seeing her with another person. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I think it's something everybody should do just to test. I know. You know what? You know what? I think you should.
I may smack a nigga.
I said the same shit before.
It's gonna be angry, mad, naked niggas in that bitch.
Bro, like, you don't want to be that couple. You don't want to be
I'll be that
man.
couple.
Because
wait, what? You don't want to be what couple?
It's a sex part. Whatever happens
I
there,
just
happens
won't
there.
go.
You're right. I think you should. I think you should go through that trauma.
No,
I think everyone should go through that.
Say that. It's like, bro, you just try it out, bro. One time, bro. I swear, bro, you'll like it. You'll love when another dude is tickling your balls with his eyelashes.
In between crying up.
Have you seen that clip for a while?
It's not since the last time we watched it on our show, but yeah, nope.
Yeah, see.
Well,
okay. We've got craziness in chat. I mean, here's the deal.
Yep,
Here's
I'm
the
about
deal.
to have to roll out here in a couple minutes, brother. Just FYI.
Yeah, we'll end it here. I guess we don't need to hear the crackhead shit because I'm sick and I don't care that much, honestly. So yeah, I guess what I will say is that next time around when we stream, I'll be here on Thursday. Thanks for being with me tonight, Kev.
Absolutely.
But I will say,
chat.
yeah, I'll be here on Thursday, and I guess if we're gonna come in streams and be like this kind of shit, where like me and Kevin are arguing, well, I mean, me and Kevin can have our arguments or whatever, but when we got people in chat just being hateful during the whole thing, I don't know. I'm just not responding very well to that. So here's my warning that next streams from now on for whatever, I don't want the transphobic, unnecessary bullshit in the chat, like stuff saying that I'm next to be trans or whatever and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I just think that fill up your ass with those that bullshit. Okay. Fuck off. Come back next stream and be chill or not. And I'll just make sure that kind of shit gets deleted out of the chat. It's just is the way it is. That's the way it'll be. So that's just I don't know if you want to have a word in on it at all, Kevin, about just like unnecessary hate like that. But that's just where I stand on it. If you're going to do that kind of shit, then we don't need it around. We don't need it.
Yeah, no, I've got nothing to add. Sorry. Yeah, like I said, gotta get on out of here, but I don't disagree. But also it's your show, so you make the rules.
Well, it's our show. But all right, guys. Well, anyways, thanks for tuning in. Sorry I had to end like this, but the vibe isn't there with all the hate and shit in chat right now. So thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you on Thursday. Later.